Because of the ease and no cost of email, because of the possible financial reward without doing any work, because of the assumed invisibility of the perpetrators, because my generation didn't grow up with computer communication as a second nature, we are highly sought after targets for fraud. Hello, I'm Steve Mansell of Kodiak Capital Advisors, and today we do want to talk about guarding against fraud. It is a growing entrepreneurship. There are a lot of fraudsters out there, and we seniors are a favorite target. Let's find out how we can defeat them. I always thought I was immune to a scam. I thought I could figure them out right away. But here's what happened. I got an email from what looked like Norton Antivirus. It thanked me for a recent payment I didn't make. There was a phone number to call with questions, so I called. That was my first mistake. The guy on the phone was calm, professional, friendly. He explained it was a trial product I supposedly had agreed to buy to use first. And since I hadn't canceled, they charged me $400 for it. Now, since I didn't want it, he offered to refund it immediately. But he would need to remote into my computer. And I let him in. That was mistake number 2. He had me type in to a command prompt, refund $400. But I watched as the cursor jumped back and changed it from $400 to $40,000. He told me to look in my bank account and see if the $400 had been deposited. I did. I went there and looked, and there wasn't anything. Then he told me that his company had just informed him that $40,000 had been taken out of their account and put into my account. Boy, his whole demeanor changed. He got loud. He accused me of stealing their money. He threatened to call the police. That's when my gut finally spoke louder, because I could see that I didn't get $40,000. I unplugged the internet cable, hung up, and called the real Norton. They cleaned my computer. I was lucky this time. I didn't lose any money, but I lost the illusion that I was too smart to get scammed. That experience taught me something that changed the way I think about fraud, and it's the most important thing I can share with you today. Scammers don't succeed because the victims are gullible. They succeed because they exploit our emotions. Look at these 2 slides. On the left, positive emotions, friendship, the desire for reward, hope of financial gain, wanting to please someone. On the right, negative ones, fear of punishment, intimidation, guilt, the fear of missing out. Every scam on this list we're about to go through uses at least one of these emotions. Scammers want you emotional because when you're emotional, you stop thinking critically. The red flags are there, but you don't see them or you ignore them. Shakespeare, in Much Ado About Nothing, has a grieving father whose daughter has just been accused in front of all the wedding guests that she is unfaithful to the groom. And he says, "Being that I flow in grief, the smallest twine may lead me." Meaning that when we are in an emotional state, a slight suggestion moves us, when in a normal state, we would ignore it. So let's go through the top 10 scams. Now, I want you to notice the emotional level in every single one. The U.S. Senate Aging Committee identified these as the top 10 scams targeting seniors. First is the IRS impersonation. Fake agents threatening legal action over taxes. Number 2, lottery scams. A prize you never entered to win. Third would be robocalls. Automated pressure to buy junk. Fourth, computer scams. Fake virus alerts leading to remote access. That's the one I fell for. And then identity theft. Stealing your information to shop under your name. There's grandparent scams. Someone pretending your grandchild needs money. There's elder financial abuse. Exploitation by someone close to you. There's grant scams. Fake government grants requiring upfront fees. Romance scams. Manufactured love used to steal money from you. And home improvement scams. Contractors who take your money and then disappear. Now, let's look at more closely at 3 of the most dangerous ones. The IRS impersonation scam, they're incredibly effective because they start with one piece of truth. The caller spoofs a Washington, D.C. area code, so your caller ID shows 202. That one detail makes everything else seem believable. From there, they create urgency. You owe back taxes. They're about to seize your property. You need to pay right now. And the payment method? Always untraceable. Wire transfers, prepaid debit cards, gift cards. Then once you've paid, it's not over. They'll call back weeks later claiming they found more. Here's what I need you to remember. The real IRS will never call you, and they never demand immediate payment. They will never threaten arrest over the phone, and they will never ask for gift cards. Real IRS contact starts with a letter in the mail. Period. I mean, just think about it. The longer it takes for you to settle a real problem, the more money they make because the interest just keeps stacking up. So they're not going to demand immediate payment. Now for the lottery and the romance scams. Lottery scams are straightforward. You get a message saying you've won big, but there's a fee to claim the prize. Remember this. If you didn't enter, you didn't win. It's just that simple. Now, romance scams. Those are harder to talk about because they exploit something deeply human, the need for connection. Scammers target people who are lonely or grieving. They spend weeks, sometimes months, building a relationship. Real feelings develop. And then one day, there's an emergency, a child in trouble, a medical crisis. They need money. The emotional bond overrides every red flag. It's not about intelligence, it's about being human. The rule is simple, though. If someone you've never met in person asks for money, step back and talk to someone you trust. So I've looked at 3 scams, but let's look at what some of the victims, what they say about their being scammed. These are real words from real victims. They seemed official. I was under time pressure. I thought the person was nice. I felt afraid of being punished. Every one of those is an emotion. That's the playbook. Scammers don't hack your computer, they hack your feelings. And once you see that pattern, you start seeing it everywhere. That awareness, well, that's your armor. Now, let's look at how you can protect yourself. How can you not fall victim of a scam? We'll look at 4 things. 1, educate yourself. You're already doing that by watching this video. Next, learn the scam types. Visit your state's Adult Protective Services for more resources. Every state will have one. 2, choose a confidant. Pick 1 or 2 people you trust deeply. Before you make any large financial decision, especially under pressure, talk to them first. Now, choose someone who doesn't financially benefit from your decisions, a longtime friend, a sibling, or a financial advisor. Number 3, verify before you act. Did you get a suspicious email? Hover over the link in the email before clicking. Down in the lower left-hand corner will be it's called the URL. It is the place where if you click on the link, that's where it's going to take you. Look to see if it's really the company they say they are. Now, did you get a call from a company? Hang up and call the number on their real website. Never trust a phone number or link from the message itself. 4, monitor your accounts. Check your statements regularly. Look for unauthorized trades, unexplained withdrawals, or missing reports. If something's wrong, contact your firm directly. Here's your quick reference checklist. Think of these as reflexes to build. Suspicious email link, hover first. Email from a company, call the real number. Government agency message, check their real site. Call about a kidnapped family member, call the police immediately, no matter what the people say. Demand for instant payment, full stop. It's a scam. New relationship asking for money, talk to your confidant. These aren't complicated, but they work because every single scam relies on you acting before you think. These habits force a pause And that pause is everything. I started this video with my own story because I want you to know this can happen to anyone. It happened to me. I'm not embarrassed to admit that. I'm grateful I caught it in time. The best defense against fraud is knowledge and trusted relationships. Never make a financial decision under pressure. Always verify. Always ask someone you trust. If you want to learn more, search for the Adult Protective Services plus your state name in Google. And if this video was helpful, please share it with someone you care about. The more people who understand how these scams work, the safer we all are.